Game 3 of the Lzuruha Open number 9, brought to you by Lzuruha at mylzh.net. We're going to get this one underway real quick with picks and bans. First ban coming out from UTSA is going to be Lee Sin. They're going to be up against Sharpie Sniffers. Sharpie Sniffers in the past have taken second in 2 tournaments. So it's not like it's going to be a blowout or anything. Definitely, like the last game, it is going to probably be a little close. We'll see what happens. First ban coming out from Sharpie Sniffers is Jax. Cossac's getting banned by UTSA, and a quick ban, Morgana, coming out from Sharpie Sniffers. Jarvan, the last ban from UTSA. These bans, I think that they're actually doing a good job of scouting players, and it's actually quite interesting to see, because in this tournament you don't know who you're up against until right when it happens, and so they're scouting quickly. LeBlanc, the last ban for Sharpie Sniffers, I think these are just champions that they just don't want to see. Jax did make a huge play, or make a huge impact in the game last game, Tree Critter on Jax. But I think they probably should have just dropped the Nunu instead. Take the drop, picking up his Nunu. This is the 3rd time it has been played by him. Basically, he hasn't played anything else. And you know what? I'm not complaining, because he's good. And it's very interesting to play, to watch, and to cast. He's just always in the enemy jungle. All the time. It doesn't stop. He's just always there. So we're going to see the first 2 picks coming out real quick by the Sharpie Sniffers. Syndra looks like it's going to get locked in here. And Twitch. Not liking the Twitch pick. It used to be extremely strong, but with the meta shifting to what it is right now, he's actually considered one of the weakest AD carries in lane. He has a very strong team fight if he can get to that point, but it's becoming harder and harder for him to get there to start with. Pib hovering over that Blitzcrank, but it looks like he's going to go for the Thresh instead. Nidalee getting locked in by Leper. Let's see if he takes that into the mid lane, or if Tree Critter is going to go ahead and take that into the top lane as AD. Both a little bit nerfed from the last patch. She's not as strong as she used to be, but she's still something that can and will make games and make team comps work around her. If she goes AP, she still has that chunk spear that will hurt. It's not going to hurt as bad as, back when Alex Ish was playing it in the beginning of the season, but it's still chunks. Thresh does get locked in for Pib. He's going to be taking that down into the bot lane. Scion hovered. I'm not sure this is a good idea, because there have been a lot of bugs with his Q and his R. If that happens, we may have to restart the game, because that's not something that you can really play with. Or just get a pause and have Justfire restart his game, because that does kind of work around. Looks like he's going to not pick that, thank God. Sona getting picked up for the support. So that is going to be a Sona Twitch bot lane. That is really, really ballsy and scary for me, because it is super squishy. I think they're basically taunting UTSA and saying, hey, we're going to do this. You better come and get us, because we're better than you. I don't know if that's, an actual thing. Nocturne getting picked. Not bad, actually. I haven't seen Nocturne in quite a while. Not since the big Nocturne spree of Meteos backdooring in the middle of the season. After that, for like 2 weeks, every ranked game was Nocturne, Nocturne, Nocturne. So, UTSA, their final picks, Vayne and Gnar. So Tree Critter is going to be taking that Gnar. It is going to be a mid lane Nidalee, Vayne, and Thresh. Really safe lane. Um, Not only a safe lane, but a very aggressive lane at the same time. Last pick for Sharpie Sniffers is hovering over the Malphite. I don't know if I like it too much. Their comp just isn't. I don't know. It might work actually because with the Malphite, that does get a nice lockup if the Sona can get a 3-man ulti or catch 2 carries at the same time. That is a lot of damage that they could put out on them, but they are going to go ahead and instead lock in the Rise. Um, that's a little bit weaker. Rise did get nerfed in the last patch, but he's still not that bad. It's like 20 damage on his Q. But he still scales really well into the late game. His lane is um, a little bit less than awesome. At least he might not be able to pressure as hard as he used to. I haven't really seen a Rise in game after the patch, so I'm actually really interested to see how it's gonna work. But yeah, these teams, they look pretty solid. I think the Malphite probably would have been a better pick, especially versus a Gnar, but it still works. There's a lot of CC for between Syndra and Rise and Sona, and not as much CC between all of the UTSA champions, but I don't know, I think they play together at such a high level that it may or may not, like, it just may not even matter. So we're gonna go ahead and wait for this, this delay and see what happens honestly in the game. I don't think that the Rise pick is gonna work out for them. Not against Gnar. He's just not strong versus heavy range poke because he can't range poke back at that fast or that huge um, of a like he just basically can't trade as well as the Gnar is going to be able to, because Gnar is going to be able to auto attack, Q, auto attack, and then get out of there, whereas Rise is just going to be able to be like, oh, I got a Q off and it doesn't do as much damage as it did before. Dang it. So I think that lane is going to be heavily in Gnar's favor, just completely one-sided. If Rise just somehow pulls out a win, I'll be very surprised, very surprised. The Syndra pick with the Nidalee, that's going to be just a farm lane unless Syndra just decides to be a giant man and at level 6 completely burst Nidalee, which I don't think is going to happen. Asian persuasion. Okay. Bot lane. That's not even close. Basically, if Just Got Fired and Shiu's play with pristine positioning, they could likely win the lane. But if Pib lands a single hook, they're going to have trouble. They don't even need to kill Shiu's or Sona or Just Got Fired. If they chunk one of them, probably Sona, to about half health, they can bully them out of the lane for, I'd say, a minute or two until Sona either backs or is able to heal herself up through W's. And even after that, if Sona's using that much mana to heal either himself or Twitch, he's not gonna be in shape to fight a full out 2v2 at all as far as mana is concerned. He might be able to get a Q off and maybe his Q auto attack, the passive auto attack there, but after that he's not gonna have much to help Twitch out. And Vayne is just too volatile to try to do that with a lane like that. All right, wow. Okay, we get into the game. Nunu's already in their jungle. I mean, he might as well have just spawned at wolves. You know, that dude is just all over the place. He starts the game. You don't even get to see him walk out of the base because he's already at wolves, already at raids. He just spawned there. Very good hook onto Juju Senpai already picking up first blood for Nunu. The ignite coming out from Thresh there is going to secure that kill. That is huge. That is huge. Sharpie Sniffers doing a good job of countering vision. They did an amazing job there of making sure that that part of the jungle, the part of the jungle that Nunu wanted to invade, is warded up. Meridius, what are you doing, man? Get out of the lane. Just go back. You're taking too much damage. He's already almost dead. Forced to pop a potion at level 1. This is not good. Not good for Meridius. Leopard's doing a great job already of winning the lane. Gnar, what are you? You sneaky devil. He's gonna do red buff by himself. This is insane. I've never seen a Gnar do this, actually. This is really incredible. Nunu started his own red buff. Gnar... Okay, yeah, okay, that was not a good idea. If it would have worked out, I probably would have been in awe. That's insane. Like, if he would have been able to do that red buff at level 1, I'm pretty sure that Gnar is my new main. Because that is ridiculous. Nocturne is going to go ahead and hit up his own jungle, but Nunu's there! Nunu's there. What a surprise. Nunu is in the jungle! Just Juju Senpai, I'm sorry for your loss. You've lost your red buff, but it's okay. You walked away with your life, and that's all that matters. It really is. Oh no, he's going back in, and Juju, get out of there, man. The fear coming out onto Nunu there. Take the draw. He's just, I don't care. Just gonna throw ice at everyone. Very well played by him. He's gonna go ahead and take this red buff. That's his. There's really nothing that Juju Senpai can honestly do to stop this. If he does try to stop the Smite Steal, he's just gonna die to that. So Nunu picking up the steal, and he wants to kill now. He's going to go for this kill. Honestly, he could probably get it. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't put it past. He does get the flash, but he doesn't auto attack. Oh, Juju Senpai! The taunt is not real. He's gonna go ahead and lose his life for that, but looks like Rise is gonna pick up the kill. Back on that. That's double buffs for Rise and 2 assists. So Rise is in a good position in this top lane now to probably turn this into something. Tree Critter, what are you doing? Oh, you are so cheeky. Throwing a little bit of poke out over the wall there. I thought maybe he might have tried to maybe dive that Rise. Would have been awkward. Pib pulling a Mr. Pac-Man. for that game, going to not really hitting that hook. But it looks like they're doing a really good job bot lane of making sure that Twitch is not farming. He's got 12 farm to Vayne's 26. So, I mean, this is not something that is looking good for him at all. For Shiu's at all in the bot lane. Sharpie Sniffers not in a good position to really try and do much in the bot lane at the moment. Mid lane though, or top lane, sorry. Nunu coming out with a big gank. He wants his double buffs back, but it looks like he's going to go ahead and give them over to Gnar. Double buffs on him, not as big as you might think, but that red buff is going to do a lot. The slow does stack with his Q, so that is going to be something that Rise isn't going to want to deal with, and he probably shouldn't, honestly. Meanwhile, bot lane, 30 CS to 20. I mean, 19, but I mean, he's going to have 20 by the end of this. That's ridiculous. He's 20 CS down, and I mean, he's got the same amount of levels, but I think the experience advantage goes to Vayne and Thresh. There's just too much pressure for Shiu's to deal with, especially with the way that Sona is kind of just hiding behind him. It's really unfortunate that that's working out that way. Oh, the hook coming out onto Shiu's, but he is going to have a little bit of trouble. The stun into the wall there. He does get ignited. Kaz not just picking up a huge kill bot lane. It's kind of to be expected, honestly. If they hit a hook, someone's going to die in that lane. They don't have the burst sustain that they need to really do that. Meanwhile, top jungle, Nunu's there again. See what mid lane is up to. There's like a 7 CS discrepancy here. Leper getting bounced around a little bit. Doesn't really care. He's gonna pick up his CS. He's about 10 CS up now. It was pretty even until just a little bit ago. Gnar picking up a huge kill in top lane. Let's see if we can see what happened there. Gnar just hitting up that slow, getting the W procs, and then Nunu tanking the turret for him, picking up a free kill. Very well played. Mid lane turning into a little bit of a farm fest, but it looks like Meridius is having a little bit of trouble farming on Syndra, which is really awkward because her auto attacks are so fluid and she does do quite a bit of damage with them. It looks like he's trying to use his balls to farm, which is a little bit weird. Yeah, this lane definitely in favor of the Nidalee here, especially after that level 1 poke. I think that probably affected Meridius a lot there mentally. Juju Senpai, I'm sorry, but you do not own a jungle. It is Nunu's. He lives there in your jungle all the time. Top tower is going to go down probably as well, and Dirty Bongwater looking like he's in a lot of trouble. He's going to get messed up, slammed into the wall, and turned basically into a little log in the forest. That's really unfortunate for him, but you know what? It happens. Tree Critter doing really well against this Rise. It's honestly to be expected. Rise isn't the strongest against range poke like that, or anything that can really trade with him. Just Senpai or Juju Senpai taking a lot of damage there, putting out that fear, trying to do something with it, but no. Tree Critter coming out of nowhere. He's gonna go ahead and get that kill. Tree Critter taking a lot of tower hits here. Well played by Meridius, pushing him back into tower range there. Leper is going to pick up a kill onto him as well. Meridius, I think that's about as good as it gets for him in that situation. They dove into behind the tower. He picks up the shutdown on the 4-0 Gnar. That's basically all he needed. Meanwhile, we got Shiu's in a little bit of trouble here. The exhaust coming out onto the Vayne there, but that is not going to happen to help him in any way at all, actually. And Sona in a little bit of trouble. No, she does get the kill onto Kaz Nachos, but Pib's there to basically stop that from happening. You know, oh, I got a kill on the carry. Oh, buzz kill. The support killed me. Very well played by the two of them. I think it was a little bit aggressive by Kaz Nachos to dive that far past minions. But it worked out. They went for with a 2-for-1, and they're going to get Dragon off of it because there's no bot lane. Yep, that is going to be Dragon for them. Not really contested, so we'll see that probably show up in about 16 minutes. Leper in a little bit of trouble, taking a lot of damage there. Meridius actually doing a very good job of, like, I guess now poking. Since he does have that Athenes, he can be a lot more aggressive with his mana. He's going to have a lot more... Shoes, what are you doing, friend? Alright, focusing a little bit too much on that pink ward there. Taking a lot of damage. Juju Senpai losing his blue buff again, or his red buff again. I mean, there's really not much he can do. Tree Cutter in there with take the draw. That is going to be a dead Nocturne and another kill for Tree Critter. They already have the red buff, so they're just going to go ahead and clear that out. And I mean, this is just Nunu in a nutshell. He's literally playing. Take the draw is literally playing Nunu perfectly. This is, you see a lot of Nunus. They jungle on their own, and then they come into lane and they're like, oh, we're gonna gank. But no, Take the Draw is using every second to be in the enemy jungle, fight the Nocturne, make sure he doesn't hit 6, make sure he's not ganking, taking all of his resources, and then if someone shows up to help him, then it's a team fight. Then he just wants it. Meanwhile, bot lane, tower goes down. Shiu's in a lot of trouble. He's gonna go ahead and stealth out of there. The ultimate from Just Got Fired going to get used as well. Leper in a little bit more command of the lane this time around. I think he hit a couple good spears, and Meridius is in a little bit of trouble. Tree Critter coming out from the back again is going to go ahead and pick up another kill. I'm surprised that Meridius didn't just ulti and try to get out of there. He might have been able to pick up the kill if he had ulted, but you know what? He was dead either way. Bot lane in a little bit of trouble. They are getting converged on. Shiu's popping into the stealth, almost getting hit by the thresh hook. That was nearly a good read there. Looks like Juju Senpai a little bit late on the bubble there to try to stop the damage from the Ice Blast. Finds the pink ward in the jungle. His Wraith isn't there anyway, so what does it matter, right? Tree Cutter doing a lot of damage. Hook coming out onto Just Got Fired. He is in a lot of trouble. Leopard just dives in. Looks like Kaz Nachos is going to not get the kill. Very, very close. Just Got Fired. Barely saving himself. Barely. Take the draw, forcing the flash on him. Nunu. Right there. Shiu's in a lot of trouble. He's going to pick up the huge kill onto Shiu's. That's going to be tower. Dragon's not even coming up for another 3 minutes. So, I mean, this is just a dead lane. They're going to go ahead and pick up blue buff, probably the Wraith in there, and maybe a wolf or two. We'll see. You know, Nunu's just living in the jungle. As these games go on, I think I'm becoming more and more of a Take the Draw fanboy. I guess he's just so fun to watch. He's aggressive. He's like in their face, taking all the jungle. I mean, it is literally causing 90% of the problems that these teams are having with UTSA. It's basically Nunu in the jungle making plays with his team supporting, and it's really fun to watch. I would be interested to see who's making the calls. Leopard with a huge play. That was very well played. The flash jump, knowing his range perfectly to get in on that, getting another kill. Very, very good catch. And that is going to be a double kill for Kaz Nachos. Kaz Nachos playing well. I mean, all of them are playing well, but I think their team dynamic is basically centered around the Nunu and the way he's playing the jungle so far. Dirty bong water. You were just in mid. Why would you teleport there? And he's going to probably take a dive. That is going to be Leper with another kill. Dirty bong water not having a good game. It's basically due to the fact that he picked Ryze into Gnar. It just doesn't work. You literally have to... The Gnar has to be bad, and you have to be very good to win that matchup. If it's equal skill, the Gnar has the edge in almost every situation. I can not really think of a 1v1 situation besides Gnar being at like 50% health. Even then, if Gnar has his Mega Gnar up, whatever, so his 50% health, no Mega Gnar, Ryze wins, obviously. But all cooldowns, Ryze is gonna not really have too much fun in that situation. It's just not something that you expect. It's not a matchup you expect Ryze to win. And it's not looking good for him again, as he might take a little bit too much harass there. Wow, that spear, very well played by him. The flash is forced to come out, Leper forcing that flash, but it looks like take the draw, tree critter, and Pib just doing their three-man Baron again. This happened the first game, the last game. I mean, they literally do this all the time. I'm surprised that they didn't time it with the enemy blue buff and send Leper to go poke the crap out of Nocturne for 25 seconds while they did it. They do pick up the Baron there, and they do know. Sharpie Sniffers knows that that's happened now that they've come into lane here, and three-man push into the mid lane while Nunu's gonna go solo dragon. I mean, it doesn't really look like he's gonna have too much trouble either. The Baron buff, eat. You know, he's got the consume. He likes to eat dragon tail all the time. There's actually a show centered around the fact that Nunu eats dragon tails. He does pick up that dragon. No contest. There's not really much Sharpie Sniffers can do at this point. They're about 20,000 or about 15,000 gold behind. The Baron is on UTSA. UTSA just plays really clean. It's really nice to watch. I mean, there are some small mistakes here and there, but it's not like anything. It's not anything big. It's not anything that the teams of this level where Sharpie Sniffers is at, where the free agents were at. They're not going to be able to capitalize on mistakes like that because they're team mistakes. They're not team mistakes. It's like a small positioning mistake. Like right here, Kaz Nachos get caught out a little bit, but there's nothing that Sharpie Sniffers can do about it because their team plays UTSA plays so well together that there's just too much pressure for them to capitalize on a mistake like that. Leper coming out big with a huge spear in the back to take out Meridius. He's just being so aggressive that if one person gets caught out of place, the other 4 people are there to say, hey, no, we're here. Very, very huge ult by Gnar. Tree Critter does that for the second time. That is a huge play. I haven't seen any Gnars do that in any type of play. Ranked, like I've seen it in maybe some challenger games where they're sieging at inhibitor. Gnar jumps in and does that, but otherwise, like, it's just so nice to see plays like that. Plays where you know that person knows their champion and knows what it can do. It's really nice. The ultimate coming out from Just Got Fired isn't really going to save him. He's going to push Just Got Fired right out of there. Gnar picking up a kill onto Syndra. Syndra getting the kill on the Thresh, but I mean that's not really what you need here. You need the kill on Vayne. You need the kill on Leper. You need the kill on Take the Draw after those two. Gnar and Take the Draw are just too tanky, and they're the ones that took all the damage. Kaz Nachos was free to just do whatever he wanted. Auto attack minions, towers. He could have just AFK'd there and he probably wouldn't have died. Leper, too mobile. There's just no focus. There's no focus now from Sharpie Sniffers, and that's going to be the game. Really well played by UTSA. I'm thoroughly happy that they chose to come out for the tournament today. Came out. They're really nice to watch. It's really exciting to see like the higher level of play.